Welcome back to the channel, folks. JD here again. I thought I'd just do another quick garden room solar project update. This video was going to be me discussing installing the ecoflow smart meter, but I was scammed yesterday, and so the one that I was planning on buying wasn't available, so I've ordered another one that's coming in the next few days. So stay tuned for that update. I'm going to talk about putting it into a separate DIN enclosure, connecting it to the main incoming feed on the house, and then also looking at configuring it in the app. So that's quite exciting, because at the moment I can't quite do what I want to do with the system, so I'm hoping that that smart meter is going to solve that problem. Anyway, what I thought I'd do today instead, we're outside the garden room here. Obviously we're at the end of July 2026, heat wave 3 I think it is, so the panels are generating loads of energy. I've only got 2 of them currently on the roof because I haven't got the Volticon mounts yet. But what I thought I'd do today is just go through a little bit of the electrics and how I've configured things and what I'm using one of the 13 amp outputs for. Okay, so we're now in the back of the garden room. So when I built the garden room, I made it about 3/4 garden office, and then this bit, which is about a metre wide, running along the back of the garden room, which has got all my tools and that kind of thing in. So this is where the power for the garden room comes in, and also where I've got the Ultra X connected to. So I'll just show you quickly here. So we've got the Ultra X set up on the floor. I've just made a little stand for it. So there it is. I put a vent behind here as well, just to manage a bit of heat dissipation, although it's never getting that hot, to be honest, even in here. This is an insulated, even though this is just OSB and cladding, it is a warm roof insulation above me, so it's keeping fairly cool in here. So what we've got, let me just see if I can pan that back up again. You'll have to bear with me, because obviously when I built this I didn't anticipate filming in here, and it's really small when you're trying to set a camera up and that kind of thing. Anyway, so we've got the ecoflow Ultra X. We've got the consumer unit here. Now, I'm not going to go into too many details with the electrics, because there'll always be some comment made as to you doing that wrong, or that doesn't comply with regs or whatever. All I can say, it is fully compliant. It is going to be signed off. I'll briefly give you an overview. So it's 10mm SWA cable back to the house end, so the consumer unit in the house end. You'll see that I've labelled this up, so we've got our warning, multiple supplies warning stickers both ends, so that if anyone who doesn't know the system is working on the board, they know that there is potentially a supply coming from 2 different places, so from the inverter or the solar and the main incoming grid. So you've got your warning sign there. Everything in here is a dedicated RCBO circuit, and I've also put the new dedicated 16 amp bidirectional RCBO in there as well. So that is fed from this. So this is basically a 20 amp double pole isolator that I've put in. So it takes the output from the Ultra X, goes via this isolator, and then goes into the dedicated bidirectional RCBO in here. So there's nothing else on that circuit. If we look under here, you won't be able to see it, but I've put another label that says do not connect loads to this circuit, and I've separated it from the other 4 RCBOs, so it's kind of a separate, it's more easily identifiable as being separate, and I put a label to say don't connect anything else to it. So that's a dedicated circuit for the inverter. But what I wanted to talk a bit more about today really is this one. So this is another double pole isolator, and when I wired and built this garden room, I put the panel heater, which I'll show you in a minute, in the office space, on its own circuit. So it basically goes via a switch spur straight originally into the consumer unit, and it was on its own 10 amp MCB. I've now got rid of that, because what I thought I could do is take advantage of one of the 13 amp 1200 watt outputs on the Ultra X and power the heating for the garden office straight from that point. So basically what this is it's connected to one of the 13 amp outputs, goes into this isolator here, and then this cable, which did originally go into here for the heater circuit, I've bypassed it from here. It goes now directly to the switch spur in the garden room, powering the heater, so that what I'm hoping will happen in the winter, when this is charged overnight on the cheap Octopus Intelligent Go rate, I'll be able to keep nice and toasty throughout the day and purely heat my garden room from the battery. So that's kind of all I've done. Now, on the app itself, we can turn on and off the individual AC1 and AC2 outputs. So I'll show you that working when we get into the garden room itself. So here we are inside the garden office. This is where I kind of make all my content. And as you can see here, this is the panel heater. So it's just a 1 kilowatt Alexa enabled, Wi-Fi enabled. Alexa spoke then. I won't say the Alexa word. This is a Wi-Fi enabled 1 kilowatt panel heater. Now, this room is about 2.5 by 4 meters, but because when I built it so well insulated. You know, most garden rooms you'll see being built on YouTube use what's called a cold roof or a hybrid roof. This is a proper warm roof deck, so it avoids any cold spots. The walls are double insulated, so insulated in between the studs and also across the studs, and it's 100mm insulation on the concrete pad. So unless it's really, really, really cold in here, this will heat up in a matter of minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. I can set it off while I'm having my breakfast, come down, it's lovely and toasty. So it doesn't need to be that substantial. So what I've got is the heater here, and as I said, I don't think you can see it, but basically at the side there's a standard switch spur, and that then goes to the 13 amp output on the inverter. So it used to go to the consumer unit. I've simply diverted it to that isolator, and then from AC1 output on the Ultra X. So basically I'll show you the app now. So we've got the app here, look. AC1 and AC2 are both switched off. So if I now say, Alexa, turn on office heater, it should say not responding. It always has done in rehearsal. Alexa, turn on office heater. Brilliant. That's good, but it normally will say not available because it's not turned on. If I now turn it on, so I'm going to turn it on AC1. Did you hear the beep? Alexa, turn on office heater. There we go, so the heater's working. So, and now you can see all of a sudden, straight away, it's drawing 967 watts from the inverter. Okay, so I will be able to store the energy overnight using my 6.9 pence rate in winter, charge the battery up, and then during the day heat the room. Now, if it's a 3.84 kilowatt hour battery on the Ultra X, so let's say it's turning on and off, let's say it's got a duty cycle of 50%, that means across the day that's going to be what effectively we should get about 7 hours of heating if it's only running, say, for half an hour each hour, if you see what I mean. Turn that off again, and I heard the relay click off. Back on again, there we go. Alexa, turn off office heater. And it's dropped down as well. So I'm just going to leave that turned on all the time, and then I can turn it on through either the Wi-Fi app or the Alexa voice control.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I hope that was interesting. Like I say, I'll be doing a video on the smart meter installation very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your support. These recent videos are doing really well. I'm thinking of renaming the channel, so any ideas would be useful. It's not really just car finance simplified anymore. It's more like DIY, saving money, simplified, that kind of thing. Please give this video a like if you've liked it. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.